The dark truth behind Daisy and Violet Hilton's lives. Daisy and Violet Hilton, also known as the Siamese twins, were conjoined twins born in 1908 in Brighton, England. The twins were attached at the pelvis and buttocks, and doctors predicted they wouldn't survive past infancy. However, they defied the odds and lived for 60 years. Their condition, which was rare, involved sharing blood circulation, but each twin had her own organs, making their case unique. If born today, they likely would have been surgically separated, but during their time, such a procedure wasn't feasible. The twins' early life was marked by tragedy. Their mother, Kate Skinner, was unmarried and felt her daughters were a punishment for her sins. She sold them to Mary Hilton, who would later act as their guardian. Mary Hilton, seeing an opportunity to profit, began displaying the twins in sideshows where people paid a small fee to see them. As children, Daisy and Violet's memories were filled with the smells of the pub and the constant prying hands of visitors who wanted to see if the twins were truly conjoined. They had no choice but to perform for others' entertainment. As the girls grew older, they were subjected to abuse by their so-called auntie, Mary Hilton. Their guardianship was marked by physical and emotional mistreatment, as Hilton viewed them solely as a means of making money. If they disobeyed, they were beaten with a belt. The abuse continued for years as the girls performed in sideshows and earned money for their guardians. Their lives were not their own, and they were isolated from society, treated like commodities rather than human beings. In 1915, at the age of 7, the twins were taken to the United States by Hilton. Initially, they were denied entry due to being labeled medically unfit, but Hilton's clever manipulation of the media allowed them to enter the country. When Hilton passed away, the twins came under the care of Edith Myers, Hilton's daughter, and her husband, Maya Myers. The twins, now teenagers, were made to live under strict control, with their guardians treating them as property. They were forced to practice their vaudeville act for hours, playing instruments like the violin and saxophone. If they didn't comply, they were punished, and Myers threatened to send them to an institution. Despite their immense popularity, the twins never saw the wealth they generated. They worked alongside famous stars like Bob Hope and Charlie Chaplin and earned significant amounts of money. At one point, they made over $5,000 a week, a huge sum for the time. However, all the money was taken by their guardians, and the twins were kept isolated from the money they had earned. In the 1920s, renowned illusionist Harry Houdini became interested in the twins' plight. He advised them to hire an attorney to understand their situation better. With Houdini's help, they hired lawyer Martin Arnold, who successfully helped them gain emancipation in 1931. The twins received $100,000 and were finally free from their abusive guardians. This marked a new chapter in their lives. After their emancipation, Daisy and Violet sought romance and love, but their conjoined state made traditional relationships complicated. Violet had trouble obtaining a marriage license, being denied in 21 states because it was considered immoral and indecent for conjoined twins to marry. However, both sisters eventually married, though their marriages were short-lived. The twins gained fame after appearing in the 1932 film Freaks, directed by Todd Browning. This further cemented their place in history and boosted their public profile. They later published their memoir, The Lives and Loves of the Hilton Sisters, in 1942. In their book, Daisy revealed how they were wealthy but lived in practical forced labor, working tirelessly under oppressive conditions. She also expressed a desire for independence and the right to live like a woman, not a spectacle. As Daisy and Violet grew older, they faced significant financial hardships. In the 1950s, they made a film about their life, Chained for Life, hoping to regain some of their former fame. They also tried their hand at running a hot dog stand, but the business ultimately failed. By the 1960s, their popularity had diminished, and they had to work as cashiers at a grocery store. The owner of the store, recognizing their unique situation, even had a special counter built so the twins could work side by side. In January 1969, at the age of 60, Daisy passed away first, followed by Violet just days later due to complications from the flu. The twins were laid to rest together at Forest Lawn West Cemetery in Charlotte, North Carolina. Daisy and Violet's story is one of resilience. They lived a life filled with exploitation, abuse, and hardship but never gave up. Despite the challenges they faced, their story continues to inspire and remind us of the strength of the human spirit.